in a recent video told me that I looked like a millennial Sybil Trelawney, and I decided just to go full force into that today because that was the best comment I think I've ever received. What do you guys think? Do you think I pulled it off? Do I look kind of like I could, you know, cast your fortune? Maybe set you against an evil overlord with 7 souls. Hey everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought we would finally chat about my rejected R&R. So to set the scene, last summer I was querying. I was querying my second novel, which is The Glass Witch, and I was kind of coming to the end of my query journey. I think there were only about 10 agents left that I was really interested in. If you haven't already checked it out, I actually documented my entire query journey, like all 18 months of it. So I will link that down below and maybe in the cards so you can check it out. But it will really kind of further explain what happened during the summer of 2020. But I ended up getting a really sweet response on a query, and then it turned into a partial, which later turned into a full. And then the agent contacted me saying that they really wanted to do a call. They saw a lot of potential in my book and that this call was going to be about an R&R. Now, for those of you that are unaware, an R&R is a revise and resubmit, and it is a process that happens kind of rarely, although I feel like it's happening more often, where a querying writer or a writer trying to find an agent for their story queries an agent who sees potential in their work, so much so that they want to represent them, but they want to fix some things in the story first. It's almost kind of like the agent is trying you on as a client, and really for the writer too, you're trying the agent on as a client, seeing how you work together. So the agent will usually send you either an email or ask if they can get on the phone with you, and they will discuss their revision plans. They usually will give you some kind of deadline. You do the revisions and then you turn them back into that agent, and then they decide based on those revisions if they will offer you representation. And that's what happened to me. So the agent hopped on the phone with me. They were amazing. I really loved their personality even to this day. They just were the type of person that I could tell we would be like friends if we knew each other in real life. They were just super bubbly. We clicked. I think we talked on the phone like an hour, and maybe only like 45 minutes of it were about the book itself. The rest was just like life stuff, hobbies, like things like that. We just clicked really well, which was a really great sign for me. And at the end of the call, what the agent ended up offering was a 30-day exclusive R&R. This means that they gave me their revision plan, and I could take as much time as I needed to complete the revision. She 100% like was down for whatever amount of time I needed. She knew I was disabled, so I might need more time than other people. And she was like, do the revisions, and then when you turn them back into me, the clock starts ticking. She has 30 days to read over the revisions and decide if it's for her or not. After that 30 days, if she doesn't get back to me, then I am free to send that newly revised version of the book that we worked on together out to other agents, but not until the 30 days are up. Or if she got back to me sooner, then, you know, we would know early. I actually started vlogging my R&R experience because obviously what I was hoping, just like anyone who gets an R&R, is that the agent would offer representation at the end of it. So I was like, oh, how cool would it be to have like a secret vlog where I'm working on this R&R and then at the end, like, I get an offer of representation. Obviously that didn't happen, or I wouldn't be making this video. So I have a bunch of vlog footage that I just kind of have nothing to do with, and at this point it's kind of unnecessary footage. If I can find a couple places to put some in, maybe I will. I am just so excited and exhausted. Does my hair reflect a certain she has descended into madness vibe? Because I have. That honestly was the hardest part of this whole revision, was just figuring out how to combine those 2 chapters. After that, it was just like the monotonous work of getting it done. I mean, I might drop dead on camera, but you know, at least we'll have it on film. Oh my gosh, I could die. I could die. Okay, I am attaching it right now. Ugh. I just feel like I should read through it one more time. Like, I've already read through it like 17 times and I've had 2 betas, but I'm just like, one last time wouldn't hurt. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm a hot mess, y'all. I really did not think it would affect me this much, but it totally is. I have to proofread this email at least one more time or I'm gonna lose it. Okay, are we ready? Here it goes. Ooh, that fit to sit. My little baby body can't handle this. I will see you guys on Judgment Day. Most of what this agent wanted was pretty small things. A lot of it was just like tweaking or things that were already in the book she wanted to really shine up and bring to the forefront. So that was really great for me. I was totally down with those edits. And then the bigger part of the edits was that she wanted to combine basically 2 chapters or 2 scenes. There was something I had happening, I believe in like chapter 7 or 8. It was like a setting, a place, things were taking place. And she was like, what if we moved that before the inciting incident? And that would fix some pacing issues. It would also give me like an opportunity to really shine a light on a certain piece of character development. And I was like, oh, I totally agree. That's very overwhelming, but like I'm totally down for it. So I did the edits. It took about, I think about 8, maybe 9 weeks to get it done. And then I sent them back into her. And then I did some waiting, as one does. And to be completely honest, I felt like given this agent's earlier enthusiasm for the project, the fact that it was taking her so long to get back to me kind of gave me the gut instinct that she didn't like it, that she was going to reject it. And yeah, in the end she did. She got back to me about 3 days before the end of the deadline and kind of like gave me her reasoning, things that she thought didn't work or that she would have wanted to see. And this is where all of the feelings came in, right? Again, you can watch my raw reaction in that video because I filmed the whole thing. But there was obviously disappointment. I had never gotten this far with an agent before, and it was just like severely disappointing to do so much work and just have like years of querying behind me at this point in 2 books, and only to get this far, you know, to the final level and then get rejected. It was really disappointing. And there was also a lot of like frustration and sadness and maybe even a little bit of anger because I was so close, and I was very upset that, you know, it didn't work out. And I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I think that's a totally normal reaction. It wasn't necessarily anger at the agent. It was just anger at the situation. Like, dang, like really, like come on, like world, universe, cut me a break. So I know everyone's wondering, and I kind of can't make this video without talking about it, but the reason for rejection, why did this agent in the end say that the Glass Witch wasn't for her? It's very difficult to talk about. I think that in the end, there was a lack of communication between the 2 of us. And really, that's kind of why an R&R can be a good thing, because it's you trying on the agent and the agent trying on you, and you're doing a test run of how your partnership would work together. And like I said, I really clicked with this agent. I thought she was amazing and we would be friends in real life. But given this experience, I think we both learned that while we might be friends, we wouldn't be very good business partners. And it's no shade at all. There's no tea, like it's nothing like that. It's just, you know, there was definitely a stumble somewhere in her expressing what she wanted and me understanding that, and me then giving the book back to her. Somewhere there was a disconnect. It was just a miscommunication error. Obviously it all turned out fine. She's doing great, I'm doing great, we're all great. There was a part of me that did wonder if it was like, oh, I took 9 weeks, like maybe she lost enthusiasm for the project because she was so enthusiastic, and then with the rejection it's almost like, yeah, there was like that disconnect, like the response didn't quite match up with this agent's original like edit letter or whatever. So I was like, oh, well, maybe she was just like letting me down because she didn't have passion for the project, or she signed something similar in the meantime. You never know, and those kind of thoughts just go through your head, and I think that's totally natural to do that. But there are 2 kind of points that I want to make when talking about this, and that's number 1, rejection or fallout, if you want to call that, like editorial fallout with an agent or an editor or whatever process you're in. It can always be amicable. Like, you don't have to have hard feelings with someone that you part ways with. I think that that happens quite often, actually. It does get a little bit difficult at sometimes, because it's like you can be friends with someone and business partners with someone, and sometimes, you know, you're not perfect for each other in one way or another, but that's totally okay. That's the world, and I think everyone who is like mature in the industry kind of understands that. And my second point is that we can kind of like redefine rejection with all of this. Because yeah, at the time it really sucked and I was frustrated and sad and angry a little bit at my lot, you know? But I grew a lot from that. And in fact, I think that the story that we worked on together is a much stronger story than what I originally went out in the query trenches with. So I am forever grateful that, yeah, I had to go through this kind of crappy experience, but I got an amazing book out of it in the end. Also, this rejection led to a really great experience, and that experience is I got my agent. Like, you know, so it's like kind of the idea of when one door shuts, another one opens. And who knows, I think all the time, like, you know, mainly my book stayed the same other than like merging 2 scenes together and a couple other little like, you know, polishes that I did with this agent. But I think all the time, like, what if one of those little polishes or those 2 chapters merging together, like, what if those were the things that made Samantha, my agent now, like fall in love with my story? So yeah, I got rejected and it really sucked and it like made me spiral for a hot second, but it lit a fire under my butt to send out more queries and to be passionate about this project and moving on, because the project was amazing and I knew if I just kept pushing, I would find the agent that was perfect for me. And you know what? That next round of queries I sent out, one of them was to Samantha. So if you're in the query trenches right now, or you're on submission, wherever you're at in the process, just know like rejection isn't the end of everything. It's honestly in this industry kind of a rite of passage. If you're getting rejected, you know you're doing the right thing. Like every big author has been rejected at some point, so you're on the same playing field as like all of your favorites. Like it's a fact that you're in the game now if you're getting rejections. So I would say just like redefine how you're looking at rejections. Remember, the future is always bright. What is it Trelawney says? Look into the eye of the future. You guys have got this and better things are coming. You just have to hang in there. Like, just don't give up. I swear, like that is like my my biggest piece of advice for anyone in the query trenches, anyone on submission. Like, just keep going. Eventually, if you just never give up, the universe is gonna cave at some point, because it's like, whoa, this girl's serious. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this little chat about my rejected R&R. Just hang in there. You guys got this. We all got this. And let me know down in the comments if you've ever gotten a rejection that in the end turned out to be something positive, something for the best, something for the betterment of your career or your mental state or whatever. I think that there is a lot of positivity to be had here, and it doesn't have to be just like a negative thing. So I would love to read your stories down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.